All right, investors, as you see, we all smiles over here today. Yes, it is January the 6th, 2026, and it's 24 hours after Kevin Stefanski has been officially released from the Cleveland Browns organization. And before I go any further, if nobody else won't say it, I'm going to say it. Give God all the glory, shedeursanders. Look at what God did for your situation from 9 months ago, started 9 months ago. Ironically, NFL with the draft slide. That was in April. And now we're in January. And the Cleveland Browns have chosen their 5th round pick 144 over Kevin Stefanski that has been with the organization for 6 to 7 years. And many people thought that with shedeursanders being buried as the 4th quarterback on the roster, on the depth chart, they thought that shedeursanders would never even get an opportunity to even see the field this year. But look at God. shedeursanders played 7 games this year. No one even thought that. No, a lot of people didn't even see that as a possibility. And with shedeursanders winning against the Raiders, against the Steelers, against the Cincinnati Bengals, and it was a couple other games that he could have won against the Titans. He could have won against, I'm not going to say the Bears because that was a very challenging game, but he still could have beat the 49ers. So really, shedeursanders' record could have been a 5-2 easy if Kevin Stefanski would have just did right by him, the team, and his job. But because he didn't, Kevin Stefanski lost his job over mismanagement, illegal employment practices, conflict of interest, creating a hostile workplace environment. Oh, Kevin Stefanski was egregious this year. I can't believe that the NFL, yes, the NFL allowed this to play out on a national stage. Correction, global stage. Look what God did globally. He brought shedeursanders out of this on top. They always say that the cream rises to the top. But in this situation, I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say the children of God always prevails. So if you're new over here, I'm sorry, you get a little bit of everything over here. But this is a story. If shedeursanders could give God the glory, I know I could give God the glory and acknowledge God on my platform and on my channel, and that's what I do. If you know over here, I don't have a script. This just comes off the top. So if shedeursanders can give God the glory globally, I'm going to give God the acknowledgement globally also. Now, this is what I want to break down. This is what I want to break down this morning. So in my video yesterday, I alluded to Andrew Berry dropping so many nuggets in that 20 to 25, 28 minute video press conference that he did after firing Kevin Stefanski. And I want to show some of this because I really want to give it life. Andrew Berry provided so much insight. I'm going to dig deeper. I'm going to show several clips on that. And then I'm going to go to the banger, something that I alluded to last night, that Camnewton said in a video on his podcast, 4-1 with Camnewton on November the 19th. And he alluded to the issue that Kevin Stefanski had with shedeursanders. Not just with shedeursanders, but Sanders. So I'm going to come back to that. But let me go ahead and play this first clip where Andrew Berry alludes to the reason why Kevin Stefanski got fired. It was buried, but I found it. Kevin Stefanski got fired for 2 reasons. He said that Kevin Stefanski got fired, of course, for non-production, losing seasons back-to-back, and because he did not allow shedeursanders to compete in that quarterback competition. Hold on, listen to this.
To this season, we were realistic that, we were a team and a roster in transition. And ultimately, this decision is born from the fact that we've ultimately felt like we did not see enough progress in areas that were controllable, independent of certain game outcomes. how they brought along those two rookies and how they designed practice. But we believe in competition in every room on the roster, and quarterback's no different.
Yeah, you heard that right. You also heard that right. Now, it's something that I brought up last night that I want to play too. And I'm going to play it out in its entirety. Kevin Stefanski, before coming to the Cleveland Browns, he had no head coach experience. The only team that Kevin Stefanski was ever associated with was the Minnesota Vikings, where he was first a running back coach, and then he moved to the quarterback room. Besides that, Kevin Stefanski had no other head coach experience and coaching experience in the NFL. His resume said that, and Cam Newton is going to break that down at the end. I'm going to play that clip. Because Cam Newton broke down Kevin Stefanski's resume November the 19th, about 45 days ago, which was all telling. And then when Andrew Berry came back yesterday and said this piece, now I understand. I understand that Kevin Stefanski got hired for privilege, probably nepotism, allegedly. I got to put allegedly out there. But how could Kevin Stefanski go from a running back coach to a quarterback coach to a head coach without that many years not been in the NFL? But hey, some got privileges, some don't. Now let me go ahead and play this clip about how Kevin Stefanski got hired with no head coach experience. Who called in that favor? Hold on.
He was interviewed first in 2019 and he didn't get the job. And then again, I guess it was 2020 and he did. In both of those cycles, he had no head coaching experience, and we were the only team that interviewed him. And so I think our responsibility is to search far and wide. There are good coaches out there. You know, we've just got to do our homework and find the right fit for us. We'll have no...
What else is to say? Andrew Berry just put that out there. Stefanski had zero head coach experience, but he got that job. Dude, and then also, did you catch that Kevin Stefanski was looking for a job? The only team that interviewed him was the Cleveland Browns. Hold on. If you missed that, let me replay it again.
He had no head coaching experience, and we were the only team that interviewed him. And he had no head coaching experience, and we were the only team that interviewed him. And
whoo! Do you see everything that has been exposed in 2026 just by messing with a child of God? Wow. All right, let's keep pushing. And also, Andrew Berry said that they got money. They got money to go out and get this that shedeursanders definitely need. And I'm pretty sure they're going to look at Fano coming out of Utah. And there's another player from Utah that I've been looking at doing my research on. I know I'm going to mispronounce his name, but I'm going to put his name right here on the screen. He is definitely a true left tackle. Fano is also has been listed as a tackle, left tackle, but he mostly plays right tackle. From my research, it says that a right tackle, sometimes transitioning them to a left tackle is risky. I guess because of the skill sets. You know, I never played football before, but I love football before. But I'm just going off what my research says. So I'll be digging more into that. But these are the two players that Cleveland Browns definitely should be trying to get in that number 6-7 slot in the NFL draft. But either way, they really need to focus on that left tackle first. And then the Cleveland Browns also has the number 28 slot. That's when they need to go out and get that wide receiver. I don't think Tate is going to be there. Jordan Tyson may be there. I don't know. But if not, I'm definitely going to go ahead and put a bug in Andrew Berry's ears and say, hey, this is one to choose. If Tate is gone, if Jordan is gone, and Andrew Berry, I'm still waiting on my invitation to come up to the Cleveland Browns headquarters so we can go ahead and talk behind the scenes and make sure you get your vest and your drink because we vested up. We definitely be vested up in that meeting. I ain't playing with him. I definitely will give him my input if he wants me to, but he got to take me out to dinner just like he did deionsanders. Got to treat me as a professional. So here's Andrew Berry telling the media that they got money. They go spend that money to get that O-line right. Hold on.
We'll have ample cap room at the beginning of the year. We have a defense that is, elite and Everyone, besides maybe one starter, is under contract for multiple years.
All right, let me go ahead and say this right here. I also heard that Kevin Stefanski is on the top list of head coaches interviewing for, hold on. Someone said the Atlanta Falcons, the New York Giants, and the Titans. And I tell you what, Kevin Stefanski, you try to take that mess into Atlanta. I don't even think Atlanta will receive you, Kevin Stefanski. So you definitely need to go ahead and probably go interview with the Tennessee Titans. I don't want him near Cam Ward. So the best bet is Kevin Stefanski, and I'm going to back it up with what I'm about to say with what Cam Newton said. The best bet for Kevin Stefanski is the New York Giants. Clear my chest, a white quarterback. Yep, I said it. Only cause they have a white quarterback. The Atlanta Falcons, you know they have Penix. Now Cousins is there, but Penix is QB1 after he recovers. Of course, he got hurt in that game against the Carolina Panthers in the third quarter. I was there. I witnessed that. But you know, the Tennessee Titans, they got a black quarterback. They got a black quarterback in Cam Ward. Now, Cam Ward is not going to be a great fit for Kevin Stefanski. Only reason is his style and shedeursanders' style is the same. Shedeursanders lent Cam Ward his quarterback coach in college. So when they said that Cam Ward was a first-round talent and shedeursanders was not a first-round talent because of skills, we already knew that was a lie because Cam Ward coach was shedeursanders' coach. Shedeursanders hooked Cam Ward up with his coach. They got the same quarterback coach. Well, I want the devil go through a lot to make a lie true. Come on now. But let me go ahead and let you hear what Cam Newton said regarding Kevin Stefanski's inability to relate to black players, especially black players that are cultured. And I think I left a name out last night when I was alluding to that Njoku, Kevin Stefanski said that Njoku read his energy wrong. I doubt it. I think Njoku definitely picked up what Kevin Stefanski was putting down. Of course, shedeursanders had an issue with Kevin Stefanski. Well, really, Kevin Stefanski had an issue with shedeursanders. Now, it came out this morning that Kevin Stefanski really didn't want Deshaun Watson there. Now, from what I got from Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco last night, when Deshaun Watson got acquired by the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson was one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league that year. He was leading all quarterbacks in passing yards. But then when he got to the Cleveland Browns, Shannon Sharp said he didn't know who Deshaun Watson was. He said he didn't know that player. Did you see how Kevin Stefanski destroyed Deshaun Watson? Now, I'm not giving Deshaun Watson any excuse of what he did off the field, but when you come into a team on top of your game and you get with a head coach that didn't know how to interact with you, didn't even know how to probably have a conversation with you, was giving you wrong energy, mentally, you're going to be off. Even shedeursanders said he's been off this year and definitely was off that last game. But I'm going to trying to keep this video under 20 minutes. But I'm going to come back with some other videos. But I'm breaking it down to you today. Now, let me go ahead and let you hear what Cam Newton said. And I'll be doing, go ahead, Cam Newton.
I went back and looked at old coach Kevin Stefanski's resume.
Yeah.
Or should I say, 2-time coach of the year.
year.
All right. His only team that he was up under was in Minnesota. I'm giving you his resume. Come on back.
All right.
He then gets promoted to have the opportunity to be the Cleveland Browns head coach in 2020.
Same thing from this page.
Talk to me nice. Hence to now to 2025. Shedeursanders. Cam, why in the hell would you go down this whole man's resume?
Hey, what's this?
Make your point.
Yeah, come on now.
I suffered from this in my own career, but I knew how to adapt. Shedeursanders is not a person that Coach Kevin Stefanski has ever coached. The style.
A style of play?
The person who he is. The relatability is the disconnect. Okay, the thing is, when you start talking about coaches or coaches of the year, you have to adapt to your players. So when they have
Right there.
he can't relate to black players.
So let me ask you this.
No. And it ain't black players. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that, because that may be the headline, and I don't give a damn if it is the headline. Cultured black players. I'm gonna say it. Deionsanders would never say that. Shedeursanders would never say that. As a matter of fact, Coach of the Year would never say that.
Hey, I didn't say.
But you're not gonna tell me something that I don't know.
In situations like this, Cam Newton is a Hall of Famer. Cam Newton, I see Cam Newton as a very authoritative source in matters like this. He's played football before. He knows. People talk to Cam Newton behind the scenes. So, hey, I do not own that content there. So fair use. And I'm also going to pin that video to the end of this video so you can go see the clip itself from the original video. But Cam Newton said that Kevin Stefanski does not know how to relate to melanin. Melanin players, especially cultured melanin players. He said that. And I can speculate the reason why he probably had an issue with Baker Mayfield or couldn't relate to Baker Mayfield, because I heard that Baker Mayfield got along with, a lot of black players. He sits on Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco's podcast. So Kevin Stefanski probably saw Baker Mayfield as a cultured, melanated player in white skin. Who knows? But he did let go Baker Mayfield, who turned out to be an awesome quarterback. And maybe Baker Mayfield allegedly saw how Kevin Stefanski was treating, let's say, other melanated players behind the scenes, and that's why Baker Mayfield was losing his mind in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield went on record and said he hated Cleveland Browns. He could not stand that place. He wanted shedeursanders out. He basically said it was a hellhole weeks ago. Baker Mayfield said this about the Cleveland Brown organization. And who was there? Kevin Stefanski. So it's no telling. Maybe Baker Mayfield wanted out of Cleveland Browns because maybe he saw how Kevin Stefanski was treating elite melanated players. This is allegedly, I'm just speculating based off the information that's coming out. And here, once again, here's that article that Pete Piskel said Kevin Stefanski did not want Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, the top 5 quarterback leading the team. Deshaun Watson was leading the NFL in passing records that year. And you saw how Deshaun Watson turned out after he got to the Cleveland Browns. I think ever since he got there, he has not been healthy, physically or mentally. But we did see sparks this year when shedeursanders got there. Deshaun Watson allowed shedeursanders to lean on his shoulder. Yes, it came out. Those stories came out that shedeursanders and Deshaun Watson bonded behind the scenes. And I think that's why shedeursanders was able to get his pose, his confidence. Because Deshaun Watson, veteran Deshaun Watson, allowed shedeursanders to lean on his shoulder, along with other members of the NFL, current and past. 3 weeks ago, I was not even public like I am now. I was considered a faceless channel, and so some of the videos that I've done in the past are full with dynamic commentary. Like I said in the beginning of my video, if no one else won't say it, look at God. Look how God changed this situation for shedeursanders. And God can change our situations, your situation. Just lean on God. Just start developing a relationship with God. And your circumstances will change. All right, Vesters, until next time, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest, because we vested up. All right, Vesters.